And it's recording. Okay, audience member 1, 2, 3. Alright, I'm Hunter Cunningham, and this is my speech on fire training. Watch the clock. I need 5 to 7. Still works. Okay. Alright. What I'm going to talk to you all today is about fire training, just like safety, just in general. Alright, so say we're just in this living room and something catches on fire. What would you do? What would be the first thing you do?
Go for the fire extinguisher.
No. You would notify an alarm, or say you're in a shop or something, you notify the person who's mainly in charge, but also, yes, you could grab an extinguisher. Alright, so growing up in elementary, you would see, like, you know, the little fire triangle. Y'all know it consists of 3 things needed to make a fire? Anybody?
Why don't you tell us?
Heat, fire, and oxygen. Because if you remove one of those 3, the fire will not exist. You understand now? Alright, there's many different types of fires. Do y'all know what kinds? Yeah. Wood fire.
The red one?
Wood fire, that's a Class A fire. A Class B fire would be like, yes, a chemical fire. And then a Class C would be electric. So say we're just sitting here, and like off camera there's a fireplace right there, that's a Class A fire. So usually all you need for that is water. But say you're at, we're here and then the lamp catches on fire for some unexplained reason. So then that would be classified as a C fire because there's electricity running through it. But if you were to shut off the electricity, then it would just slowly become an A fire. And there's more than one chemical with fire extinguishers. You may just think it's just like one thing and then you spray it and it's gone. Nay. Because there's ABC, which is the most common. There is BC, which is used to take out B and C fires. And then there's halotron, which for halotron it's a nifty little chemical that they invented. And for that, you say your computer catches fire, and then you go and you grab the halon and you spray it on it. But the cool thing about that is it won't damage the hard drive, so you'll still, the computer itself will still be able to work. But say you use a different kind of extinguisher, it would just like fry the motherboard. And it's so common with like every other chemical that's in it. You could like, your grill catches on fire with your steak on it. You could put it out the fire and you could just go and eat your steak, because the chemicals, they won't hurt you unless you breathe in constantly. Let's see, there's 2 different like main classifications for fire extinguishers. There's stored pressure unit and then there's cartridge unit. The stored pressure ones are the ones you most see. The only cartridge units you see are usually the big ones in shops. They're probably about 30 pounds, come up to here, and they just have a little cartridge unit depending on if it's a 15 or 30 pounder. 15 is probably about that big, 30 pounder is probably about a foot long. Any questions so far?
No.
No? Alright. And then there's 4, actually 5 types of extinguishers weigh. Do y'all know any of them?
20 pounder.
20 pounder.
5 pounder.
5 pounder.
10 pounder.
10 pounder.
50 pounder.
No.
Half a pounder.
Half.
Quarter pounder.
2.5 pound ABC or BC or any of that chemical that you were to have with you, because it ranges from the smallest, which is a 2.5, to the biggest, which is a 30 pounder. And the 30 pounders are pretty uncommon. And then also besides those 2, there is a CO2 one, which shoots nothing but cold air, like out of a CO2 cartridge. They're usually probably about 30 pounds or so. And then let's see, what else was I going to go over? Alright, so I have this big 20-pound extinguisher right here. I pull down the pin and I squeeze down the handle. How long does it last? Any clue? Just like full on, just nothing but holding it down.
4 minutes.
5.
4 or 5. 8 to 12 seconds.
Sure.
Yeah, but it's going to seem like so long when you're doing it because your adrenaline's going to be pumping out so badly. It's, yeah, my boss told me there's this little tiny Vietnamese like clerk, and there's like a brush, or not a brush fire, a trash can fire, and like her adrenaline was just pumping. She just grabbed the extinguisher, didn't even pull out the pin, and just bent in a stainless steel pin and was able to put out the fire. It was pretty interesting. But yeah, the 2.5 pounders can last anywhere from 4 to 6 seconds. 5 pounders anywhere from 4 to 8 seconds. 10 pounders anywhere from 8 to 10 seconds. 20 pounders and 30 pounders anywhere from 8 to 12 seconds. Alright, and then so you've got your extinguisher in hand. You've got to remember PASS. P-A-S-S. P, pull. A, you grab the nozzle and you're going to aim it. S, which is a squeeze. You squeeze the handle and then it's all going to be shooting out. And then S, you sweep it. Like you sweep it probably about a foot in front of the fire. Because the chemical, the way it's made, it rolls onto the fire. So you just don't want to squirt it straight at it because then it'll just send the flames everywhere. So you're probably going to want to stand back probably about 5 to 10 feet away from the actual fire and just spread about a foot ahead, and it will just like lay over it and it'll just put everything out. Alright, let's see. Are there any questions?
Yeah.
What's the longest you can shoot a fire extinguisher?
Like the distance that it'll
Yeah.
actually, probably about, I don't know, 8 to 10 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to get like so far away that you'll be aiming and it won't get anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, also, if you can, like say, like this little area is on fire and the wind's coming this way, get behind the fire because the wind will be at your back and it'll help the chemical just flow onto the fire and get it put out even faster. And also, alright, you put out the fire, like you just got done and you don't see any more flames, what do?
Stomp it out.
Yeah, I'll accept it. Because what you have to never turn your back on an open fire. Because you may have taken away the oxygen, you may have taken away the heat, but you still may have left the other part there. Because you just never want to turn your back on an open fire because just one little spark or one little chemical going wrong can just ignite it all up. Alright, any questions? Is that it? No?
That's it.
Alright, I think y'all should be able to take care of a fire now.
Alright, thanks. Best speech of the year!